Avalanche has a mission to tokenize everything and become the chain where capital connects. But what does this mean? Where are we up to with bringing things like real-world assets, real-world use cases, and therefore users, real people, on-chain and using the technology? Let's take a look at who is actually building on Avalanche and who is going on-chain, making this tech something that people interact with daily. Stay tuned because I think that the number of institutions, companies and more that are building will actually shock you. I've also got a little challenge that I set myself at the end that might just leave me and you literally gasping for breath with excitement at what is happening on Avalanche. My name is DeFi Site. I create content all around crypto, blockchain, Web3 and more. I'm a member of Avalanche Team 1, so I will keep you updated on all things Avalanche. So follow me on the socials, subscribe on YouTube to stay in the loop. So let's take a look at, let's think about what you do in a day. You wake up in your home that you own, you drive to work in your car that you own, you buy your lunch on your card, and then maybe you go home and you might buy some tickets, go to a ball game. Before you go, you might quickly check your investments account online just to see where you're at. Then after a busy day, you finish your day with a nice relaxing glass of whiskey. These are things that you might do every day, transacting and interacting with, maybe through an app, a DApp, or just jumping on and checking online. Well, Avalanche's mission is to tokenize all of these and bring them on chain. So let's have a super quick look at what this means. So tokenization is turning real world assets into secure digital tokens on the blockchain. With ownership you can prove instantly, transactions that settle in seconds, assets you can trade or even split into smaller pieces. So this is things like your home ownership, your car documents, your investment. And Avalanche isn't just about financial assets, it's already powering ticketing, loyalty programs, stablecoins, reinsurance, hedge funds, even whiskey bottles. There's also the Avalanche debit card, so you can even spend your crypto anywhere that Visa is accepted. So as you can see, this is blockchain technology powering all of the things that you do every day. Now this is the bigger picture. Blockchain is moving from niche tech to becoming the everyday rails for finance, payments and ownership. So soon you will use it without even thinking about it. Just faster, cheaper and better than the old way. This is what adoption looks like, and this is why Avalanche is leading the way and becoming the chain where capital connects. The announcements of the adoption of this tech have been coming thick and fast for Avalanche over the summer. So let's have a quick look at some of the recent announcements from Avalanche and see what this actually means for actual real-world adoption of this tech. This summer has been huge for Avalanche. We've had everything from governments and financial giants to luxury brands and DeFi innovators. The ecosystem has been buzzing with major announcements, and here's why this excites me. I believe that Web3, crypto and blockchain are the future rails the apps, dApps and everyday services are going to run on. Avalanche is showing us what the future looks like. It's going to be fast, secure and built for real-world adoption. So let's break down some of the biggest announcements from the last few months. We had FRNT, America's first state-issued stablecoin being built on Avalanche. Stablecoins are digital dollars on the blockchain, but here's the game changer. Wyoming has launched America's first state-issued stablecoin, FRNT, and it's built on Avalanche. FRNT is fully backed by US treasuries and cash with 102% reserve, legally required and audited. And through a partnership with Rain, FRNT will soon be spendable anywhere that Visa is accepted, whether that's a physical card, Apple Pay or Google Pay. This isn't just a pilot or a testnet, it's real, everyday money moving on Avalanche. So why is this important for Avalanche? Now this milestone proves that Avalanche isn't just for DeFi or NFTs, it's now powering government-grade finance and real-world payments. So there's things like instant contractor payouts to future tax refunds and payroll. FRNT is showing how on-chain finance connects directly to everyday commerce, and Avalanche is where programmable money becomes usable money. We saw Suzaku raise $1.5 million. Now, a lot of these institutions that are going to be on-chain are going to be launching on a custom layer 1. When new Avalanche layer 1s launch, their biggest challenge isn't the code, it's achieving security and decentralization from day one. Now, without it, a chain can collapse even before it begins. Suzaku is a project that solves that. They just announced a major capital raise. They've been backed by the Avalanche Foundation and top ecosystem players. Now, with this funding, Suzaku can scale its platform, connecting stakers, validators and new L1s while powering liquid staking, restaking and the Suz token economy. Now, why is this important for Avalanche? Now this matters because starting in 2025, hundreds of new Avalanche L1s will launch under ACP 77. Suzaku ensures they have the security, decentralization and liquidity to succeed from day one. With this raise, Suzaku is cementing itself as a foundational building block for the Avalanche ecosystem. Suzaku is a true Avalanche project, born from code-based Avalanche Accelerator program and now become essential for all new Avalanche projects. We saw SkyBridge bring in $300 million in assets on chain. Now, Wall Street is moving on chain. SkyBridge Capital is founded by Anthony Scaramucci, and they brought $300 million in hedge funds onto Avalanche, working with Tokeny and Apex Group. SkyBridge has tokenized its flagship funds on Avalanche. This means traditional investments like hedge funds can now exist as digital tokens, easier to invest in, trade in, and manage, while still meeting all the institutional compliance and oversight standards. So why is this important for Avalanche? Now, this is another major step in real-world asset adoption, from money markets to private equity to now hedge funds. Avalanche has proven it's the hub where TradFi meets Web3. $300 million moving on chain shows institutions trust Avalanche's speed, security, and infrastructure to connect real-world capital with blockchain. We saw Bowmore bring whiskey on chain. Now, aged whiskey met new tech. Bowmore is one of Scotland's oldest distilleries, and it's bringing its first ever tokenized whiskey bottles to Avalanche. Each of these whiskey bottles is paired with an NFT for proof of ownership and NFC tech for authentication. That means that the buyers get a luxury asset that's transparent, traceable, and tamper-proof. The collection is officially launching on September the 30th at Token 2049 in Singapore. Now, why is this important for Avalanche? This is a prime example of real-world assets meeting blockchain. By tokenizing whiskey, Bowmore is showing how Avalanche can secure and verify high-value goods, making collectible and luxury assets more accessible, liquid, and trusted. We saw bring reinsurance on chain. Now, insurance companies buy insurance too. It's called reinsurance, and it's a multi-trillion-dollar market. For the first time, Protocol brought reinsurance on chain with Avalanche. Protocol tokenizes institutional-grade reinsurance contracts into yield-bearing assets that anyone can access. With products like RWAs for steady savings-style returns and RUSDE for higher yields tied to this real insurance. Profits, deposits are all fully collateralized, transparent, and tracked on chain. Plus, there's a points program, so they're rewarding early adopters. Now, why is this important for Avalanche? Now, this is yet another massive real-world asset class that's now live on Avalanche. By turning things like reinsurance into tokenized, accessible, compliant yield products, projects like are showing how Avalanche can connect global institution markets directly to DeFi. It's proof again that Avalanche isn't just powering crypto, it's becoming the home for real-world finance. So what's the TLDR in all this? Let's zoom out for a second and think about what all this means. So we saw that Suzaku, a homegrown Avalanche project, raised capital to scale. Wyoming's FRNT Stablecoin launched on Avalanche, which is America's first state-issued stablecoin, which will soon be spendable anywhere Visa is accepted. SkyBridge Capital tokenized $300 million in hedge funds on Avalanche, bringing Wall Street to Web3. Bowmore Whisky launched tokenized bottles with NFTs and NFC authentication, luxury goods meeting blockchain. Protocol bought reinsurance on chain, turning a multi-million-dollar market into a transparent yield-bearing assets for everyone. Now, why does all this matter? It's because all of these announcements point to the same thing. Avalanche is becoming the place where real-world finance and assets connect with blockchain. It's not just about crypto anymore. It's about building the infrastructure for everyday money. Markets and ownerships all moving on chain. Now, it's easy for us to talk about these institutions, hedge funds, or state-issued stablecoins, but what does this actually mean for you, for me, your auntie, your nan, everyone? It means that everyday things that we all deal with, like payments, savings, mortgages, or even buying a car, will all become faster, cheaper, and less stressful. By taking these processes on chain, and on Avalanche in particular, it removes the friction that we're all used to. So for me, this is what real-world adoption looks like. Not just speculation, not just headlines, but solving real-world problems and making life easier. And that's why I believe that Avalanche is where capital connects, and it's where the future is being built. This is what is super exciting. It's the future, it's happening now, and it's being built on Avalanche. So, to close, as a little challenge and just to show you how big this summer has been for announcements on Avalanche, I wanted to see if I could run through all of the big news stories and all of the announcements from Avalanche over the summer in just 2 minutes. Think you can do the same? I'll add this list into the comments just so you can see, or to the description. Let me know if you want to have a go at it and see if you can do it. If you have a go, share your video in the comments below. So let's jump in and have a look. Okay, let's jump into June. Now remember this figure because we'll update it later. Avalanche officially surpassed 3 billion total transactions in June and 500 million monthly transactions for the first time. Avalanche integrated Chaos Lab Proof of Reserves, Fan3 bought global fan engagement on-chain with Avalanche powered fan platform. Avalanche started shipping physical Avalanche cards. The first round of 19 grantees for Avalanche 9000 was announced. Smart contracts indexing for AVAX went live on the Space and Time Studio. Into July, Visa announced they were using Avalanche for on-chain settlement, but Tisitech launched its own Avalanche-powered L1 to tackle compliance challenges in global trade, already minting certifications for over $275 million in goods. Grove launched with a $250 million plus RWA deployment, introducing Grove.finance, Janice Henderson and more. Avalanche Uptop partnered with the Detroit Pistons to bring fans on-chain, unlocking new revenue data and experiences. FIFA launched the FIFA Collect, a custom layer 1 on Avalanche. Play Off the Grid officially launched on Steam, the world's leading online PC gaming platform. Aave launched their first decentralization data layer on Avalanche. The state of Wyoming tested real-time contract payments using its YST stablecoin on Avalanche via #XYZ. July closed with over 500 million monthly transactions. Into August, JPYC brought its yen-backed stablecoin to Avalanche with regulatory approval. Suzaku raised $1.5 million to scale Avalanche Layer 1 decentralization. FRNT, America's first state-issued stablecoin, launched on Avalanche and will be spendable via Raincard's Visa platform. The Avalanche network surpassed 50 million unique addresses across all index Layer 1s and growing. Toyota Blockchain Lab built a vehicle finance prototype on Avalanche, exploring tokenized ownership, leasing and instant transfers. Stablecoins in Japan moved from theory to reality, and now Denton and SMB Group are teaming up with Avalanche to explore new services for payments. SkyBridge is tokenizing $300 million of flagship funds on Avalanche. Bitwise filed for an AVAX ETF. The US Commerce Department announced they will be distributing GDP data on Avalanche. FRNT Capital on Liberia launched Ultra, fully tokenized regulated US Treasury fund right on Avalanche. Denari Global launched an Avalanche L1 for compliant tokenized US equity. Bowmore launched tokenized whisky on Avalanche. Expanded onto Avalanche with reinsurance. Uptop XYZ teamed up with LSU to launch RWAs, turning everyday purchases into points for signed merch, exclusive gear and unique fan experiences. Exit Festival and TickSpace brings ticketing online with Avalanche. Warp Game Chainlink went live on mainnet. GoKite AI powered with Codata.io to bring AI agents into real-world healthcare. August saw 500 million plus monthly transactions with 30 million new contracts deployed across all L1s on Avalanche. Then, the milestone of 4 billion total transactions across Avalanche was hit in August. That's over 1 billion transactions on Avalanche since June. This is a massive number and I'm so hyped to see this grow. Right, okay, that's me done. Is anyone else brave enough to attempt that? Have a go, show me your attempt in the comments. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm DeFi Site, create content all around crypto, blockchain, Web3 and more. I'm a member of Avalanche Team 1, so I'll keep you updated on all things Avalanche. So follow on the YouTubes, jump on YouTube, drop me a subscribe there. Peace out, good vibes.